Good evening and welcome to the first of three meetings tonight. My name is Dennis Buckley, Mayor of the City of Beech Grove. And at this time, we will convene our Board of Sanitation meeting for Monday, June the 4th, 2018. In lieu of a roll call, I will ask each participant to introduce themselves, beginning on my far right.
Dave Harrison.
Dan McMillan, Clerk Treasurer.
Craig Wiley, City Attorney.
Sandy Seward.
Thank you, Board. You have been presented a printed copy of the minutes of the previous meeting dated May 21st, 2018. The floor is open for any questions, comments, or corrections.
I have none, thank you.
I have none.
No questions, comments, or corrections. I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. This evening, Board, we have 3 pages of wastewater claims in the amount of $91,585.67. Floor is open for any questions or comments.
I have none.
I have none.
No questions or comments. I'll ask for a motion to approve the wastewater claims dated June 4th, 2018 in the amount of $91,585.67.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. We have no unfinished business carried over from the previous meeting, and we have no new business for this board this evening. Comments from board members?
I have none.
No comments. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
The meeting is adjourned at 6:02 p.m. We will convene our Board of Public Works and Safety meeting within 5 minutes. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the second of 3 meetings tonight. My name is Dennis Buckley, Mayor of the City of Beech Grove. And at this time, we will convene our Board of Public Works and Safety meeting for Monday, June the 4th, 2018. In lieu of a roll call, I will ask each participant to introduce themselves, beginning on my far right.
Dave Harrison.
Dan McMillan, Clerk Treasurer.
Craig Wiley, City Attorney.
Sandy Seward.
Thank you, Board. You have been presented a printed copy of the minutes of the previous meeting dated Monday, May the 21st, 2018. The floor is open for any questions, comments, or corrections.
I have none, thank you.
I have none.
No questions, comments, or corrections. I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. This evening, Board, we have 27 pages of corporate claims in the amount of $944,179.26. The floor is open for any questions or comments.
I have none, thank you.
I have none.
No questions or comments. I'll ask for a motion to approve the corporate claims dated June the 4th, 2018 in the amount of $944,179.26.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I also vote aye, and the motion carries. Thank you. Under unfinished business, we have one item. It is not an item for approval. It's just for the board's information, and that is the Churchman Avenue and Mann Drive Drainage Improvement Project that we approved earlier this year is set to start on June the 11th. So these are the final plans that have been submitted, and it's just, these are just your copy. This is ready to go, and we look forward to this being complete. So this is just for your information only. That's the only old business. Under new business this evening, we have 3 items. And the first item is a quote opening for Phase 2 of Stormwater. This is concerning Killian Drive Stormwater Project. We invited 5 companies to bid or to quote on this project, and we received 2 quotes back, one from English Valley and one from Smith Projects. So at this time, I'll ask Board Member Sandy Seward to open the quotes and read them aloud, please.
The first bid's from Eagle Valley. It is really sealed. And Eagle Valley's quote, $50,919. And the second quote is from Smith Projects. And their quote is $60,872.
Casey, if you could come forward and take these quotes back with you, and we will look for your professional recommendation at our June 18th meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Sandy.
Welcome.
The next order of business is request for outdoor seating, Harvey's Tavern. I'll defer to the clerk to read the request into the record, please.
To the Board, Public Works and Safety, I would like to provide outdoor seating for my customers in front of Harvey's Tavern located at 614, 618 Main Street. I will provide proof of insurance listing the city of Beech Grove as additional insured. There will be approximately 5 tables with chairs, but I will make sure that there is room for pedestrian traffic. If you have any questions, I can be reached at. And sincerely, Brenda Kyle.
Thank you. The floor is open for any questions or comments.
Thank you.
Are they wanting to do this every day or all the time?
No, I think I've seen them out there once, but I don't know if it's an everyday occurrence. I doubt it. It would be, I consider all of these temporary seating.
Okay.
Dennis, I've got a comment on this. I know when I was on the alcohol board, there was restrictions for outside seating as far as they only way to do it is to go through the establishment. Like O'Gara's, they've got a back door that goes to it. Lucky's, the Eagles. And so I was just curious if anyone's checked with excise on this.
I have not. I don't know, the excise may prohibit it.
That's what
For
I'm
all-
saying, yes.
For all I know, I don't know. But my point is that I encourage them to have outdoor seating. Not just the taverns, but restaurants as well, and Napoli's, and I don't know who else does it. But I don't want, I want to do whatever we can to help these people, but I'm sure that if excise has an issue with it, then I think they would stop it real quick. But I don't want to be that person. I want to help if we can. But, maybe that's something that we should look into, Craig, or our representative.
I was gonna say, so would that be our responsibility before we approve it, or is it?
Well, I think it would be subject to them having excise say it's okay, or the alcohol board, because what would happen if excise comes out, they're gonna ding them on their license.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because it would be a violation. So instead of them starting off with the violation, if that would be the case,
Sure.
it would be their, they should do their due
I agree
diligence.
with that.
Yeah,
So we should,
Well, Harvey's does sell food,
right, but they're,
but I mean, they also sell
I
alcohol,
would,
so.
so our recommendation maybe should be approve this based on excise police's consultation.
I
I'll
would
make
think.
said motion.
I would second it.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries.
So who's, sorry to go back, whose responsibility is that going to be?
I'll call our rep, Ashley.
Okay.
She can call down to the Officer Bell down there
Okay, thank
and
you.
see what they have to say about it.
Okay, thank you.
The last order of business is request for surplus vehicles. Chief?
Good evening. Dear Mayor and Board, I'm requesting a surplus 7 police vehicles. The vehicles are beyond use for our police department due to age, mileage, and one being in a couple of crashes. If approved, these vehicles will be auctioned in July of 2018.
Any comments or questions from board members?
This is a normal thing. Are we gonna replace these vehicles?
They are being replaced, and yeah, it's normal to surplus the ones that are taken out
In
of
your
service.
budget and all that good stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mark.
We just have to get the VINs and Debbie or whoever.
We're
that's
going
already
through,
been.
Oh, it has?
yeah, we've requested
Oh,
the
okay.
titles, and Debbie's working on that.
Okay. And the auction is 21st of July.
Yes,
I think it's at 10 o'clock
that's our normal time. I
at
haven't come-
DPW.
Yes.
All right. Any comments or questions for board members?
I have none. Thank you.
I have none.
Now I'll ask for a motion to approve the chief's request to surplus 7 police vehicles.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I also vote aye, and the motion carries.
Thank you.
Thanks, chief. That concludes new business. I did attach a letter to, from Diana Hendricks concerning the Beech Grove Comprehensive Drug-Free Coalition. It's a thank you letter to the board, so I put that in the packet as well. So, comments from board members?
I have none.
I have none.
Now I'll ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make said motion.
I second.
The meeting is adjourned at 6:15 PM. We will convene our common council meeting this evening at 7 PM. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the third and final meeting tonight. My name is Dennis Buckley, Mayor of the City of Beech Grove, and at this time, we will convene our common council meeting for Monday, June the 4th, 2018. In lieu of a roll call, I will ask each participant to introduce themselves, beginning on my left.
Buddy Temple and Councilman at Large.
Jim Brooks, Council at Large.
Dave Harrison, Councilman, District 5.
Dan McMillan, Clerk Treasurer.
Craig Wiley, City Attorney.
Vito Mascari, Council District 2.
Elizabeth Lamping, Council District 1.
Chris Duffer, District 3.
Kevin Day, District 4.
Thank you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. This evening, we have 2 special presentations. First one is a recognition of Psi Iota Xi sorority. If they would please come forward. How was that? Was that good?
Well done, you got it.
Council, I would like to read this into the record. Special recognition. The City of Beech Grove would like to recognize the Psi Iota Xi sorority for their contributions to the city. Whereas June the 7th, 2018 marks the 50th year of the Beech Grove chapter of Xi Iota Xi sorority in the city of Beech Grove, and whereas the local chapter of Xi Iota Xi sorority has come from selling pencils as a fundraiser to selling thousands of cheese balls.
That's all in my speech.
I'm struggling. Whereas Xi Iota Xi donates funds to all Beech Grove schools, supplying schools with school supplies, supporting literacy programs, music programs, and other programs. And whereas Xi Iota Xi also gives scholarships to local high school students continuing on to higher education. Therefore, I, Dennis B. Buckley, Mayor of the City of Beech Grove, Indiana, do hereby recognize Beech Grove chapter of Xi Iota Xi for all they do for the City of Beech Grove and give them thanks for all they do. In witness whereof, I have hereunto subscribed my name and caused the seal of the City of Beech Grove, Indiana, to be affixed. Congratulations on the 50th year.
Thank you. All right, some of this is going to repeat now. On May 6, 2018, Ada Lambda Beech Grove chapter celebrated our 50th anniversary. Our local chapter of the National Organization of Psi Iota Xi formed on June 7, 1968. Our founding member, Willa Hunter, and other founding sisters initially met in the members' homes where they planned pencil sales as their fundraiser. From those humble beginnings, our local chapter has grown to include 13 current members selling thousands of cheese balls to raise over $10,000 annually. Over $7,000 of that money gets distributed to the teachers for students of Beech Grove City Schools and the community. Because of the help we get from Beech Grove and allowing us to use their facilities, which we thank you for, in the last 10 years, Ada Lambda has donated approximately $70,000 to Beech Grove City Schools and our community, excuse me. I would also like to say we're taking Beech Grove to the national level. Ada Lambda Beech Grove has won several awards for having the highest contributions per capita. What that means is for each member, we're giving more back to our community than any other chapter in the nation. We also have a member serving on the national board. This is not something Beech Grove will notice, but nationally, they're noticing Beech Grove. Thank you. Any questions?
Could the ladies introduce themselves, please?
Oh, yes. Peggy Billington. Wants us to introduce ourselves.
I'm Peggy Billington.
Yeah?
Janet Smith. Willa Hunter.
Sheila Smith.
Betty Sweetman. These are just some of the members.
Sheila is also on the national.
She's our national member.
Northwest District Officer.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned, was Willow one of the founding ones?
She is our charter member.
Yes, she's our charter member.
She's the cause of all of this, right? And we're very thankful to have her.
She's led us well.
They baby me.
Any more questions, like how to join or where to get cheese balls?
They all gave you, what's your name?
My name's Ricky Petreka.
Okay,
Thanks,
I knew you was, I know him.
Yes, that's my husband, Tony.
Is Tony a member, or is he just here for fun?
No,
Kaya.
he's a Kaya.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Which, may we get a picture?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. Is this too spread out?
On that vote. Let's see.
You might have to get that approved by Peggy. She
you.
doesn't like pictures. Yeah.
Council, under special presentations tonight, the Beech Grove High School FFA will not do a program for you this evening. And the Office of Community Rural Affairs Planning Grant Update will be pushed to the next meeting. They have submitted the rough draft plan to the state. They are waiting back for comment so they can correct it, and then they will bring it to the legislative body of the city for final approval. So I suspect that will be in July. So it's a tedious document, and they have to get it right. So they won't be here tonight. I suspect they'll be here in July. This evening, I'll defer to the city attorney for a rezoning hearing. Greg?
Sure. Good evening. Tonight, we will hear a petition for rezoning. The council does not decide the rezoning, provides a recommendation to its Department of Metropolitan Development. Is that correct?
Metropolitan Development Commission.
Yeah, right. And then it'll ultimately go to the city county council. So tonight, we just make a recommendation based on what we hear. You want to step forward, sir? State your name.
Yes, sir. My name's Adam Dehart. I'm project manager with Keeler Webb Associates. Our offices are located at 486 Gradle Drive, Carmel, Indiana. With me here this evening is a petitioner, Mr. John Travis with Artizone Enterprises. I was going to give a brief introduction to what our rezone is. I believe there's a staff report that's been prepared by MDC staff, who's also here this evening. And then I had a supplementary packet there that just some additional information that goes along with the rezone. Artizone bought this property in 1999 and started their business there. They're a general contractor. They work throughout the community here in Indianapolis. As their business has expanded, they've got into a lot of remodeling of apartment complexes, entire apartment complexes, to upgrade them to bring them up to current standards and improve living throughout the area. They've also expanded into commercial business, and their business is growing in leaps and bounds. In 2012, if you look at the packet on sheet C1, which is the existing topographic survey, which shows all the existing conditions, they outgrew their 13,000 square foot office warehouse facility, and we built a 7,600 square foot storage building in the back to accommodate material that they use in their general contracting business. And what we're here for tonight is a petition to rezone the two western parcels. There's a residential structure on the westernmost parcel of the two small western parcels. When they bought the property in 1999 and 2000, the property was rezoned industrial. And we're requesting that these two additional properties that actually open out on Adelaide Street be combined with this property, so it's all industrial. I might add on tab, the second page behind the project narrative there in your packet is a copy of the comprehensive plan, which shows both these two properties that we're asking to rezone, our property and many of the surrounding properties in purple, according to the comprehensive plan, are planned to be industrial. Several of our neighbors are industrial to the east, the southeast, and the southwest are all zone industrial. At one point in time, the property to our north was zone industrial, but has since changed back to residential. If you look at the last page of the handout, 11 by 17, that's designated sheet C2, our proposed site plan, you can see where we intend to have another Phase 1 addition here in the very near future. Once we get our zoning taken care of, we intend to make all these Phase 1 modifications to the site to accommodate the many new employees that are on the property. They're currently in the middle of a rebuilding project inside the original 13,000 square foot building so they can accommodate their new businesses and function a little better internally. This new storage building will be warehouse for material and vehicles that they use to operate. And then we're adding to the parking lot, widening out drives to accommodate semi-traffic and making some additions to utilities to make the site function a little better for them. Phase 2 construction in the future would be the east building that's shown on the site plan of 6,000 square feet. It's our intention with the way we've designed our parking lot and circulation pattern that we will continue to maintain as the main entrance for both the business and employees and visitors off of Cashard Street. And at this point in time, the house that's on the westernmost parcel that we're asking to rezone will be, continue to maintain as a residential structure. It's the intent of the business to have one of their employees live there so they can keep an eye on the property after hours and help maintain it. And then the main reason for this rezone is the work that we're doing on the two new properties, which is essentially just parking lot area. And then we're still leaving plenty of provision to the west so we can still maintain our transition yard that's required by zoning. We aren't asking for any variances. We're just asking for the straight rezone, as the city attorney mentioned. And then with your recommendation, we'll be going to the Metropolitan Development Commission for their recommendation before we go to the City of Indianapolis City Council for final disposition on the petition. With that, I'd be available for any questions any of you might have.
Is there anybody in the neighborhood that are remonstrating against it, against the buildings going in that they talk to, you know?
We'll have remonstrators talk once he's done.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Before you make your recommendation, we're asking that you vote on a waiver first for notice. We were given materials back from the planning department and immediately got our notices out, but we were not within the required 24 days. We only had 12 days of notice. We're trying our best, and we apologize for that, but we did meet the Indiana Administrative Code requirement of 10 days. And to answer your question, sir, I haven't been contacted by anybody for any questions.
Any other questions?
Mr. Wiley.
How many employees does Artisan have? Do you know?
Currently, right now, somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50. Depends on the job
Yeah.
right now.
How long has Artisan been in business in Beech Grove? I know it's been quite a while.
I believe they started at this facility. They bought the property in '99 and initially remodeled it in 2000.
I was gonna say, that might be that property, but it goes back that far as in the city, right?
Been in business since 1959.
Okay.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any remonstrators wish to speak? Speak in opposition to the petition, you do? State your name, sir.
Good evening. My name is Oscar Verskallens. Okay. I am not in opposition. However, I am the neighbor immediately to the north of Artisan. Okay. And I share that entire property line with you. A couple of things that were briefly stated. So again, I'm not in opposition. I just kind of wanted to know what was going on. We did receive a letter dated towards the end of March, I think the 26th or 28th of March, informing us of this meeting. I have discussed this with my wife. I did learn something new tonight. I never realized that the property to your north at 5420 Adelaide Street was ever zoned industrial. That has been in my family since I think 1958 or 59. Either my parents or I owned it, and if it was ever zoned industrial, I was never aware of that. And my understanding is that the long-term plan for the property, the approximate 5 acres on which I reside and is residential, is long-term light industrial. I get that, okay? You answered two of my questions, or one of my questions. That's the disposition of the house at 5417 Adelaide Street, or at the end of Adelaide Street on the south side. Will stay for the time being, no problem. In fact, at one time when we were looking to remodel, we were trying to rent it, okay? If you may remember, that was about 8 or 9 years ago, but that never came together. And then with the traffic pattern, with the recent repavement of Adelaide Street, and my understanding it was paid to handle heavier traffic, will Artisan Enterprises then use Adelaide more frequently, despite their main entryway being off Cashard, okay? I have not seen the plans. I don't have all the information and drawings that you have. I apologize. And I haven't had time to review them. Thank you. Okay. I am not against it. It just, I'm kind of just curious, and I'm the neighbor to the north. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Oscar.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Any other remonstrators? Step up, sir. State your name, please.
Good evening. My name is Thomas Peters. I'm actually the neighbor on the other side of that property, 5407 Adelaide Street. Coming from a very similar position to what Oscar just stated, not necessarily in opposition, just curious as to what exactly was going on. Again, the same position. A lot of my questions have already been answered by the previous presentation here. I also have not had access to a lot of the information that you guys have in front of you. I guess my main concern or question would be with the rezoning going on that is going to bring an I-2 zone property directly up to my residential property, and I'm just curious, and I'm come from a place of ignorance here. How is that going to affect me in the future as far as home or property value, sales? Is it going to give me better access to utilities? I'm currently on septic and well. Is that going to, they talked about updating the utilities for those properties to better handle the businesses there. Is that something that could potentially benefit us as well? What kind of protections are in there for a resident with the rezoning? Are they required to fence that off at all as far as noise, light pollution, things of that nature? Just a lot of very general information that I lack.
Anything else, sir?
I believe that's it. I would just,
Yeah, we're going to bring up the project engineer and talk, probably to answer those questions.
understand. I believe that's all I have.
If you're getting the same information we have, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other remonstrators? Staff?
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Linda Albrand. I represent the Department of Metropolitan Development. I am the staff planner assigned to this case. Our staff reviewed it based on the existing conditions of the area and the comprehensive plan, and we are recommending approval with one commitment. First of all, as was stated earlier, the comprehensive plan does recommend light industrial for this property. It recommends for this as well as all of Adelaide Street and all of Cushard Street for those residences to eventually go away and be converted to an industrial area. We also believe that this is a logical expansion of this business, that it's just, moving over 2 lots, but it's not intrusion into a neighborhood, it's not in the middle of a neighborhood. We too were concerned about some of the issues that were brought up. Traffic on Adelaide Street, while this is going over west toward or in front of Adelaide Street, we don't think that commercial or truck traffic would be appropriate on Adelaide Street. So we have put a commitment in our staff report that the existing access to Adelaide Street be only for that residence that's proposed to remain, and that all truck and employee traffic be through Cushard Avenue only. With regard to the last remonstrator's question about the buffer for his property, the ordinance requires a 50-foot buffer yard between a residence and an I-2 district. On the site plan, you have the westernmost lot that has a dwelling on it. You'll see a line that denotes that 50-foot transitional yard that they're required to provide. In that transitional yard, they're required to provide landscaping per ordinance standards for size and species and types, and buffering and screening. So that is required per the ordinance, so there is protections built in for that. That's why we were comfortable recommending approval of a industrial adjacent to a residential. You do need to act on the waiver that was requested for notice. They were within the 10 days required by the state. He mailed them out in 12. Part of that was due to miscommunication between my office and the mayor's office, and then my office and the petitioner's office, but that's why the notice got out late. We are supportive of it, however. Additionally, you need to ask the petitioner if they're in agreement with the commitment that I have put in the staff report before you vote. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Help me understand one more time why the notice was late.
At the last meeting that you had, you decided to hear this case at your next council meeting. I did not hear back from Mayor Buckley's office immediately after that. I don't think he realized that he had to come let us know. By the time I realized it, got with him, we said, okay, we prepare the notices immediately. Then I contacted the petitioners, left them a voicemail. From what I understand, did not receive that or did not understand the voicemail, and we contacted him the next day, and he came in and got them immediately.
So someone from Artizone is going to be living in the one parcel, the one dwelling, is that the way I understand it? So Artizone owns that dwelling?
Any further questions for staff? Mr. DeHart, can you step forward, please?
And sir, while you're speaking to that, could you speak to the conditions mentioned? Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was hoping to answer everybody's questions that they'd
Right.
had.
Please.
To answer the councilwoman's question, the employee already resides there.
Okay, okay,
We intend to continue to do that. It's nice to have an on-site watchdog.
okay.
To answer the item about the commitment that Ms. Albrand brought up, we're willing to do that. We understand that. We've incorporated that in our plan in the past when we've done the upgrades of the property. And as you can see from our site plan, we continue to have all of our vehicular traffic proceed in and out of Cashard. Obviously, we still need to provide access to that individual house, but all of our commercial and business traffic will continue to go in and out through Cashard. To answer a couple of the gentleman's questions that are neighbors, the first question from Oscar was about the zoning. I don't know exactly what happened. In the infancy of GIS a few years ago when we did our previous building, for one reason or another, his property showed up as industrial when you clicked on the zoning application. And I went back to do this project and it showed up residential. It's possible that the mapping on the GIS was slightly in error or something, but at the time, that's what the best information we had. It does show up as residential today. We intend to honor that residential buffer yard with the way our design is laid out, so it shouldn't be a problem for anybody. I believe he also had the question about the access. I believe I've covered that. Our other neighbor to the west, to answer his question, I'd be more than happy to show you our proposed plan also. We intend to maintain that 50-foot buffer yard. There's an existing tree line and fence line that's there. The fence may be upgraded for security purposes, but we intend to maintain that same look so that essentially you'll see the same thing out there today, except our parking lot will get a little bit closer to you, but it will still be far enough away that we have all the required buffers covered. And I believe that covered everybody's questions. We'd be available for any other questions you might have.
How bad's the light pollution in your house now? Like, pretty significant?
The only issue we have with it is our bedroom is on the far
West or east side?
east side of the house.
Yeah.
And some of the floodlights in the parking lot can get a bit bright. We've been actually working on clearing that fence line. We intend to plant a garden down it.
Okay.
So we're partially to blame for the
Well,
lighting as well.
But, I mean, is that something if it became a nuisance for them? I mean, I know I can't put anything on paper, but I guarantee if they were to approach you guys, could you work with them about trying to make it, I've lived next to something that's pretty bright before, and it does make it somewhat difficult to sleep.
As we're upgrading the facility, both in the remodel and the new structures, we have to submit exterior lighting plans, which are now required to have full cutoff fixtures. So all the new fixtures should improve the situation.
Okay.
Any other questions for Mr. DeHart? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I think now it's time to vote, right, Linda? We got to vote
Waiver
on two
first.
issues.
Waiver first.
Waiver first. and the recommendation from the council. So the waiver is, I think, as Linda stated, is that the service comply with the Indiana Administrative Code and not the Indiana trial rules, correct, with the 23 days?
23 days is in the rules of procedure for the Metropolitan Development Commission, which this group can waive and needs to waive in order to hear this today. The state statute requires 10 days, so they have met the state requirement. It's the rules just for the Metropolitan Development Commission in Marion County that you'd be waiving.
I'd make a motion to accept a waiver for the rules of metropolitan development.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed, same sign? Okay. Now I think we need to vote on the rezoning petition with the staff's recommendation on the 1 point.
I'll make a motion to approve the request petition with the condition.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. All right. Anything else, Linda? Thank you.
Thanks.
That concludes special presentation. Under committee reports, you should have a copy of the Greenscape Commission, Compliance Division report, Public Safety report with you. ABC.
Good evening, council members. We had two on the docket for today. We had an automatic renewal for the Grove. And we had a renewal for Night Owls but they had 2 violations. So we were able to talk to him and he created a new plan. So we went ahead and renewed the permit for 1 year and to see how this year goes and hopefully those plans will work out. So that's all we have. Any questions? Yes, sir.
You said that was an automatic renewal for the first one?
For the Grove, yes, because they had no violations for the year.
Is that how that works?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
As long as there's no issues, then we'll go ahead and do an automatic renewal.
okay, thanks.
So, but when there's issues, then the owner will come in and we'll talk to them, ask them questions about the policies or whatever the issue might be, and figure out what their solution is from that violation, so.
Can you disclose the violations?
Yeah, it was 2 gaming permits, or permit issues, an employee permit issue. So they have a new plan in place to have those accessible for excise, because excise has the right to come in at any point in time and check on permits and everything. Their gaming permit they did not renew it in their timely fashion, so that was it was invalid at that time. So that's it.
So if they don't, is there a violation, do they get some kind of a penalty or something? Does the excise?
Well, that's why we just did a 1 year, renewal process for this year, and just to see how it goes this year, and hopefully those solutions that they put in place will work for that year.
Very good.
And throughout the term of their permit, so.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Just a comment, I know you got an addition to the family and you still continue to do this job, so thank you.
Thank you. Yes, it's been a whirlwind going back to work and dealing with the baby, a rolling baby at that. All right, thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we won't have a financial report tonight. The computer crashed, so we'll do one, Dan, next meeting?
Yes, I would like to make one comment, though. As far as our tax anticipation warrant, we did not get one this year. Our tax money will be coming in at the end of the month, and we're gonna make it fine. So I just wanted to let the council know that. We still got $1 or two.
On to the next order of business, reading of the minutes. The printed copy of the minutes of the previous meeting have been presented to you, dated Monday, May the 7th, 2018. Floor is open for any questions, comments, or corrections. If not, I'll ask for a
Mayor,
motion to approve.
I do
Yes.
have one. I wasn't present at the meeting, though it does say I was absent. I don't know if it's usually been done like that, but it says present city council members, my name is listed in there. So it's kind of contradicts itself that where it says present, my name probably should be,
Got him absent and present.
yeah.
That's a normal.
That's it, though. That's the only thing I would know about, actually.
Any other corrections, comments? If not, I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes with that correction.
I'll make said motion.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Thank you. Public comments. Counselor?
Just Oscar, so I don't think he wants to talk now. I think you got an opportunity.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to speak that didn't sign up?
Hey, no one's signed up to speak.
Somebody is raising their hand.
Oh. No, you're on new business. Okay. We'll move to unfinished business. General ordinance number 5, 2018 is up for approval on third and final reading this evening. This time I ask for motion to waive the rules to read by title only.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
We'll take an individual vote beginning on my left.
Title only?
Title only.
Title only.
Title only.
Title only?
Title only?
Title only.
Thank you. General ordinance number 5, 2018. Now, this time I'll ask the clerk to read the ordinance into the record by title only, please.
General ordinance number 5, 2018 is an ordinance that amends chapter 150 of the Code of Ordinances for the city of Beech Grove concerning utility locate fees.
Thank you. General ordinance number 5, 2018 is up for approval on third and final reading this evening. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve general ordinance number 5.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Please register your vote. Thank you. General ordinance number 6, 2018 is up for approval on third and final reading this evening. This time I'll ask for a motion to waive the rules to read by title only.
I'll make a motion to read by title only.
I'll second.
We'll vote beginning on my left.
Title only?
Title only.
Title only.
Title only.
Title only?
Title only?
Title only.
At this time, I'll ask the clerk to read general ordinance number 6, 2018 into the record by title only, please.
General ordinance number 6, 2018 is an ordinance that amends chapter 96 of the Code of Ordinances for the city of Beech Grove concerning the disposal of waste within the business district and the fees assessed for mattress and box spring pickup.
Thank you. General ordinance number 6, 2018 is up for approval on third and final reading this evening. This time I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make motion to approve.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Please register your vote. General ordinance number 7, 2018, the ordinance is up for approval on third and final reading this evening. This time I will ask for a motion to waive the rules to read by title only, please.
I'll make a motion to read by title only.
Second.
We'll vote beginning on my left.
Title only?
Title only.
Title only.
Title only.
Title only?
Title only?
Title only.
Thank you. At this time, I'll ask the clerk to read general ordinance number 7, 2018 into the record by title only.
General ordinance number 7, 2018 is an ordinance that amends chapter 78 of the Code of Ordinances for the city of Beech Grove concerning parking on a public street.
Thank you. General ordinance number 7, 2018 is up for approval on third and final reading this evening. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make said motion to approve general ordinance number 7.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Please register your vote. Thank you. The council has the authority to, if an ordinance is rather more than one page, the council has the authority to not read the ordinance if they waive the rules and read it by title only. But it has to be an individual vote, and it has to be unanimous. Every council person has to approve it. If one does not approve it, then you have to read the ordinance. So it just saves a little bit of time. General ordinance number 8, 2018 is up for approval on second reading only tonight. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to waive the rules to read by title only.
I'll make a motion to read by title only.
Second.
We'll begin on my left.
Title only?
Title only.
Title only.
Title only.
Title only?
Title only?
Title only.
Thank you. This time, I'll ask the clerk to read General Ordinance number 8, 2018 into the record on second reading by title only.
General ordinance number 8, 2018 is an ordinance that amends chapter 73 of the Code of Ordinances for the city of Beech Grove concerning seasonal outdoor seating and business displays on Main Street from Emerson Avenue east to 8th Avenue.
General Ordinance number 8, 2018 is up for approval on second reading only tonight. Motion to approve.
I have the correction. Should we make it, or you'll add it, because it's,
It's in the, it's not in the ordinance, it's in the preface, so
Okay.
we can go ahead and change that without interrupting the ordinance.
just for the council, it says Emerson Avenue east to 8th Avenue.
Should say west.
West.
Yep.
But it's not in the,
What seasonal is?
ordinance itself, in the body of the ordinance, so we can just make that change.
And then, does this tie in, because there was a question at the previous meeting about,
I will ask you to amend the ordinance when we get to third reading.
okay,
There was a very valid point brought up, and I think we should include it in the ordinance on third reading, just to protect the business owner on Main Street. So I would recommend you approve it on second reading tonight, and then we'll bring that amendment to the ordinance for third reading. So motion to approve on second reading only.
I make a motion to approve ordinance number 8, second reading only.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. We will hear it on third and final reading at the July 2nd meeting. Thank you. General ordinance number 9, 2018 is an ordinance that is up for approval on second reading only. And I would like, for this ordinance tonight, I'd like for the clerk to read it into the record. Dan?
Okay. General ordinance number 9, 2018 is an ordinance that amends Chapter 50 of the Code of Ordinance for the City of Beech Grove concerning permit fees for commercial buildings. Whereas the Common Council established new permit fee rates for construction activity within the City of Beech Grove, and whereas permits are required and necessary to ensure proper construction activities and inspections, and whereas the city prides itself on ensuring that quality work is done and local residents are protected against poor quality of work, and whereas the fees for commercial roofing are recommended to be adjusted downward in an effort to work with our commercial businesses. Now therefore be it affirmed that the Common Council desires to amend Chapter 50 of the Code of Ordinances for the City of Beech Grove. Now therefore be it further affirmed that the Common Council desires the following amendments be added to Chapter 50 of the Code of Ordinances. Chapter 50.067 Fees for construction, replacement, additions, or remodeling of structures other than one or two family. Add the following subsection. C, commercial roof fee based on square footage. Up to 2,500 square feet, $250 per each separate structure. 2,501 to 5,000 square feet, $400 per each separate structure. 5,001 to 10,000 square feet, $650 per each separate structure. Over 10,000 square feet, $1,000 per each separate structure. Now therefore be it affirmed that the Common Council desires to amend Chapter 50 of the Code of Ordinances for the City of Beech Grove. Now therefore be it further affirmed that this ordinance only applies to Chapter 50 of the Code of Ordinances and no other chapter. Now therefore be it further affirmed that this ordinance shall go into effect 30 days after passage by the Common Council, signed by the Council President Pro Tem, attested by the Clerk Treasurer, and signed by the Mayor.
Thank you, Dan. The reason I wanted him to read it into the record tonight is because under new business, you'll hear a resolution concerning a commercial roof project that is taking place right now. And with the history of the council, you've always shown a willingness to work with a commercial business to make it better for the company. So tonight, we'll hear a resolution concerning a roofing fee that I recommend to you that this person does not go into full force. And we'll deal with it we'll talk about it when the time comes, but that's the reason why I wanted the clerk to read it into the record. General Ordinance Number 9, 2018 is up for approval on second reading only.
Just so I understand, so there's a cap for 10,000 square feet and over, so there's a cap there, correct? Okay, so.
Per structure.
Per structure, okay. Thank you.
General Ordinance Number 9, 2018 is up for approval on second reading only. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve General Ordinance Number 9, 2018.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. We will hear this on third reading at the July 2nd meeting. Thank you. General Ordinance Number 10, 2018 is up for approval on second reading only tonight. At this time, I'll ask for a motion to waive the rules to read by title only.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We'll begin, vote on my left.
Title only?
Title only.
Title only?
Title only.
Title only?
Title only.
Title only.
Thank you. This time, I'll ask the clerk to read General Ordinance Number 10, 2018 into the record by title only.
General Ordinance Number 10, 2018 is an ordinance amending Chapter 35 of the Code of Ordinances for the City of Beech Grove concerning the Beech Grove Public Library appointment to the Parks Board.
Thank you. General Ordinance Number 10, 2018 is up for approval on second reading only. This time, I'll ask for a motion to approve.
I'll make motion to approve general ordinance number 10.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. We will hear this on third and final reading at the July 2nd meeting. Thank you. That concludes unfinished business. Under new business, Resolution Number 4, 2018. We had a company, attached to Resolution Number 4 is the history of of the permit process. A very reputable roofing company is doing some work out at 6050 East Hannah, and they've already paid $2,450 in permit fees plus $100 in a license fee. Under the, and they still have a ways to go. And what I'm recommending to you is that we cap it right there for this project, because once this process, or once this ordinance is passed, it's only going to be $1,000. If we continue through this process, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm going to have him come up and speak, the permit fees for this company to pay is going to be $24,500. So what we're asking for is leniency, and we need to, and you folks have been really good about this, working with commercial business to make it right. So, come on up.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, I
Yes.
have a question real quick. What do we cap, was it marine RV? What do we cap there? Is that-
$1,000.
Right. I think we need to follow suit there. Sounds like he's owed a refund, $1,450.
Hello, my name is Justin Sullivan with Danco Roofing. We're working on 6050 East Hannah. Like he said, like the mayor said, we've already spent $2,450. And we're just asking that we can leave it at that, and I don't know, I'm not a salesman, sorry. If we can just leave our fees at that, leave our fees at that price.
What's the name of the business you're working on?
Danco Roofing Services.
And that you're working on though, out there?
It's the makeup. They do makeup and stuff. I don't actually know. We're not working for them. They don't own the building.
Okay.
It's Colliers International.
Yes,
Owner.
I believe Colliers owns it.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, it doesn't.
So just out of curiosity, why that they're saying that the permit fees could go up to certain, I guess, why?
So
why
we're
are there
doing
additional
the-
permits? What are that for?
We're doing the whole building.
Okay,
It's a
Okay,
little
I
over
see. It's so
1,000,
different. Okay.
100,000 square feet. And
okay.
so I think it's 10 cents per square foot. So our permit would be just over 10 grand.
Well, there's one on there that's, I was looking at one that's 300,000 square feet.
Is it
That was
multiple
not mine.
structures or one structure?
No,
Is it multiple structures or one?
there are two structures.
Okay,
okay.
so it
They're
would,
two
so it would
separates.
be, if we, okay.
But the 2450 covers both structures.
Yes, under the new plan, it would definitely cover both structures.
Okay.
Under the new plan, once you pass the ordinance on third reading, his out-of-pocket fee would be $2,000.
Okay.
Yep.
And he's not liable for any other fees until we get this probably settled in the next council meeting, right?
No,
There are
do you
additional
have another
fees
building to do?
Yes.
No, he would be,
under a different
he would
structure.
be, he would have to pay more. That's why the deputy clerk came and said, when this ordinance came out,
Yeah,
when this ordinance was put together, she thought it would be better if it was more consistent.
sure.
And then she brought this case up about, these people are very legitimate, they want to do what's right, but the fee is way out of line.
Yeah, okay,
So
okay, thank you.
So you're
that's
good with,
where, that's
you're
where we
good
got
with just
here.
leaving it at the 2450?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, that's, I'm not, don't want to interrupt, but that's up to the council.
Right, I just asked him if that was acceptable to him, though.
Any other questions for him?
So if I'm reading this right, he's got three buildings.
Yeah, so he
This, the ordinance were to be in place today. I'm assuming each building's over 10,000 square feet for roofing material.
They are not. That's all together.
All together.
Yeah, there's two separate structures
But this
that are
is-
not attached.
I just want to, I mean, I want to follow suit what we did with Marine RV. We charged Marine RV $1,000. His square foot of his roof was about the size of a Walmart. I mean, it was huge. And we charged him $1,000. So, I mean, I just think it's only fair that we continue that trend but it's per separate structure. So I just don't, I mean, I agree, 2450 is good with you, but I just don't want to give you a raw deal.
You want consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want consistency.
I mean, I always take money back, but I'm okay with
Oh,
2450.
yeah, I understand.
But yes, we are okay with 2450.
It's what everybody else think.
I think you're right. I think if we don't want to get away from a precedent that was set at, by the Elmwood property, I don't know how you do that math, though, if you have a suggestion.
If you had to say ballpark, I mean, a very somewhat accurate estimate, would you fall like 650 for each building?
Yeah.
Under the new ordinance?
I would probably do, under the new ordinance, I would do 650 and 400.
Okay.
For each building, so two 650s and a
there's three
400?
One 650 and one 400. There's only two structures.
Okay. Okay.
So that'd be 1,050.
Okay. Yeah.
How does everybody feel about that, about amending the resolution to show 1,050 rather than 2,450?
Now's
So I'm
a
not
good-
trying to
proper
cost the
time.
city
what-
money, I'm just trying to make it, like Buddy said,
I'd
consistent.
go ahead and entertain an amendment then when it's
You
appropriate.
don't, it hasn't been introduced, so you can cross out whatever you want.
He does want to get an
So-
agreement
so
from the
we-
council,
What we're
though.
gonna do is have him follow with the thought that we're, hopefully then, in the next meeting, we're gonna pass this on the third read, so we're gonna have him revert back to the ordinance in the future, so, is that what you wanna do, right, Vito?
Yes.
We're talking,
Well, do we have to do or do we have to do three readings on a
One.
resolution?
Just one.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah,
So
so,
I vote to approve it with the amendment of $1,050 versus 2,450.
yeah.
Council agree with that?
I agree.
Jim?
I agree.
Dave?
yeah, I agree.
Liz?
Yes, yes.
Chris? Kevin?
Yes.
1,050?
Yes.
Okay, at this time, I would ask the clerk to read resolution number 4, 2018, into the record with the change of cost.
Resolution number 4, 2018 is a resolution that waives the current fee structure for commercial roofs, which are over 10,000 square feet, and sets the permit fee at $1,050 for this project only. Whereas the city council desires to work with local business to make improvements in their investment, and whereas the city council sets the fee for permits and inspections when construction activity occurs within the city of Beech Grove, and whereas the city council is currently in the process of adjusting permit fees for commercial buildings that have roofs over 10,000 square feet, and whereas the city council wants to ensure public disclosure when we're working with local businesses and licensed contractors. Therefore, be it affirmed that the city council desires to assist a local contractor by approving a special one-time charge of $1,050 for permits for the installation of new roof located at 6050 East Hannah Avenue. Therefore, be it further affirmed that the city council will work with any business concerning permits for new roofs, and the same offer shall be afforded to any licensed contractor concerning the installation of a new commercial roof until the new ordinance concerning fees for commercial roofs are approved. Therefore, be it further affirmed that this resolution shall go into effect immediately and be placed in the record for public inspection upon passage by the city council, signed by the council president pro tem, attested by the clerk treasurer, and signed by the mayor.
Any other comments or questions?
This group would not make a good used car sales group, though.
No, but you're looking out for commercial property.
I did want to
people.
make a statement. I appreciate the clerk's office and the deputy clerk and yourself at least trying to make sure that we're having some continuity in what we're doing.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and Vito for following through even further. So, that's all.
No other questions or comments. I'll ask for a motion to approve resolution number 4, 2018.
What's he do to get that refund? He's come see you, Dan?
No, one will be issued to him.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve resolution number 4.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
You gotta sign off on
Hey, Dan.
that was before this.
Oh, okay.
We may not have enough now.
And I'll put together a new resolution and send it to you.
No, that's yours.
In place of this one?
Yeah, with the corrected dollar figure.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good with what I got. It's gotta be there.
That concludes new business. Comments from council members, beginning, Bud.
I just want to take a moment and thank those people who do serve on committees, Park Board or Greenscape. Tonight, if my glasses aren't on, but I see with the RDC, Kathy Chappell and Ron Moat. I don't know if anybody else is here with that group, but appreciate the amount of time, just not only what RDC does, but what other committees do throughout the city. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you. Thank you for everybody being here, too.
I want to thank everybody for showing up and remind everybody on June 15th and 16th is the Indy Southeast Relay for Life. It's going to be at the high school. Starts at 6 o'clock at night on Friday night and is over with 6 o'clock Saturday night. There is a survivor and caregiver dinner on Friday night. It's free to anybody who's been a caregiver for cancer patients or survived it. And it's come on over and enjoy the meal. And there'll be all kind of games and bands and food and just a party for people who survived cancer.
Thank everyone for coming. And I don't know if anybody was aware, but Oscar that was here and spoke, longtime teacher at the high school, is
Swimming coach as well.
swimming coach, yeah, is retired.
Retired.
Oh,
And I thought we probably should have mentioned that when he was here, but he's a great guy. That's all I got.
Thanks to everybody for coming out. If you'd like to come knock me in the dunk tank at Beech Grove Little League Community Day on Friday, I think at 6 p.m., I will be in the dunk tank.
Can
I'm
we
looking
throw-
for another person that would like to maybe get dunked along.
What if we accidentally throw at you?
I'll wear a helmet.
I always like to make recognition to one of our small businesses. I want to thank Terry Short for the cut and color on Saturday. And then June is Gay Pride Month, so wear your pride buttons proudly. And the Indy Pride Parade is on Saturday, so.
I have no comment.
I just want to thank everybody for coming.
Couple announcements. Free shredding and appliance drop-off is scheduled for Saturday, the 14th of July, behind City Hall from 9 a.m. to noon. And then I'll read a prepared statement. You're invited to join us. The City of Beech Grove, along with the Indianapolis Metropolitan Planning Organization, will host a public ceremony to announce funding for a major sidewalk construction project concerning Thompson Road. The event is scheduled for Tuesday, June the 26th, 2018 at 11 a.m. and will be held at the corner of Woodmont Court and Yazoo Drive in Beech Grove. The Indianapolis Metropolitan Planning Organization has awarded the City of Beech Grove $410,836 in fiscal year 2022 for the construction of sidewalks on the north side of Thompson Road from Emerson Avenue to 9th. And I think anybody who travels that road knows how bad that is needed. So this life-saving project scored 100 points from the IMPO staff, which is very rare. We all concur that this is a much-needed project. The total construction cost of the project is estimated to be approximately $576,000, with our share being approximately $165,000. We certainly hope that the Indianapolis MPO considers bumping this project up based on their funding balances. So congratulations to the city, and I know Buddy lives down there, Dave lives down there, and they probably see it every day, people walking right up on the road with those cars. So it's good news for the city. Having said that, a motion to adjourn. Yeah.
Before we adjourn, I see Jim Kaufman out there. I wanted to ask him, have you guys got any money yet for has that been done?
For the sods? Sods?
Yeah.
No, not yet. So once the plan comes out next month, we see the plan from the architect group, and then that'll give us an idea of what we can apply for later this fall.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's still a ways off?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
In
Once
answering
the
that-
plan gives us the momentum to show this is what we want to do with our main street, and then apply for the
Okay.
grant money. We got no money has been received for that.
In answering that, Dave, we have received 24,000 of the 40,000 for the actual planning. So we have received money from Oak, right? Yes.
Nothing for the
Nothing for
facade,
the
okay.
facades. Right.
I did have a question on that sidewalk. Who's gonna be in charge of clearing that snow? Snow? Is that gonna be the property owner that backs up to it?
It would not be, the city would not have that. It
No,
would
it's
be,
because that's like
if
in-
it's anybody, it would be City of Indianapolis, because it falls
Oh, it's a
along Thompson
thoroughfare?
Road. But I don't know of any city would.
It's still be a public sidewalk.
Yeah.
Well, I just know, like, I'm responsible for clearing the one in front of my house, or at least I take
I
my.
think it's the
personal
District 2 council person.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get
That
right
District,
next to you,
District
but-
4. Hey, but that reminded me when they asked about that Okra grant. At your last meeting, you approved for a income survey. So you guys did that, and then at the next board meeting, the board approved an agreement with Mike Kleinpeter. So now that is in the works, and that survey will be mailed within the next 2 weeks. So if you get something that looks like it's junk mail, please don't throw it away. It's a survey, it's an income survey, doesn't ask your name, doesn't ask where you work, it doesn't ask your address. It's just a one-page document, and it'll come with a envelope. Please fill it out and send it back in. It's important because we have several groups that could be eligible for funding, and a lot of that income survey that's needed information for qualification. So please don't throw that away. Please fill it out and send it back in. So having said that, motion to adjourn.
I got one.
Yes.
Now, the information you just said, will it be publicized in our local papers about that survey coming out?
Yes. Should be in this Thursday. Yes.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Well, before that, sorry. Is it on the website too, Dan? Could it be?
Not yet.
Yeah,
Gonna be?
I don't think it is
No.
as of yet. I know there's been mention of it, but I don't know. to
We'll get it on there this week.
I'd like for us to get it in as many places as possible so that the participation is as great as it can be.
Make sure we get it on Facebook too. That is-
Blog.
Somebody made a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second. The meeting is adjourned. Dan, I don't know what time it is.
Do you ever?
8:06.
8:06. Thank you so much.
Hey,